Shri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Sure. All right, thank you. Thank you. This is Sunday Satsang, July 3rd, 2022. I'd like to welcome everyone here, and here we go. Any questions? Yeah. Oh, wait, go ahead. Question.
I have a question on the verse of Vilapa Kusumanjali. When Raghunatha Dasa Goswami say that Radharani rebukes him even for committing a little mistake. I'm wondering how is it possible that a Manjari commit a mistake and what mistake she committed in this lead?
In Vilapa Kusumanjali, Radharani rebukes Tulasi Manjari for committing a mistake.
Yeah, Buddhist.
Why? What is the mistake she committed? How a Manjari can commit a mistake?
There's no mistakes there, because everything's in the spiritual world. The question is, in Vilapa Kusumanjali, Radharani chastises Tulsi Manjari. So the question is, how is there any cause for chastisement in the spiritual world or getting rebuked? Like here in this world, the relationship with a mother and a son is perfect. It's perfectly based on love, selfless love. The mother is serving the child without any pay or any return. So sometimes in that service of pure love of the mother for the son, she chastises, she rebukes him. But it doesn't diminish the perfection of the love. So the spiritual world Radharani rebukes her manjaris, and manjaris are very happy for that. And sometimes, like when Krishna was painting Radharani's feet, he wasn't doing a good job because he got bewildered by touching Radharani's feet. He started writing his name on the bottom of the feet. Because Krishna was thinking, the scriptures say that my name and my form are non-different. Say Namu Gun Lila, that's all such an end. So if I put my name on Radharani's feet, that means I'll be on Radharani's feet all day. Wherever she goes, I'll be attached to her feet. So he starts writing her name, and Radharani gets angry, and she kicks Sham. And then Tulsi Manjari, she's seeing this interaction with Radharani and Krishna, so she starts laughing. So Radharani kicks Tulsi Manjari also, and kicks her arm, and her arm gets some red lac on it, because Krishna was painting red dye on the bottom of his feet, and he got some red lac dye. So then Tulsi Manjari went from kunj to kunj. She said, "Look, I'm a marked maidservant. I'm not just a regular maidservant. I'm a marked maidservant. I got this mark from Radharani." She put her feet on my arm. So they're proud to get chastised, because it says that only someone who's very close gets chastised. You have to, if someone really loves you, then they'll chastise you. So rebukes is just another expression of love. There's nothing imperfection there. If we get chastised or criticized or rebuked in the material world, we feel unhappy, we go sulking, and we want to get revenge. I gotta get that guy. He criticized me, I'm going to criticize him back. That lady insulted me, I'm going to get her back, It's called revenge. I don't know, translate in Russian. Get back at you. Like they say in America, you cross me once, I'll cross you 2 times. And you cheat me once, I'll cheat you twice. Double. So the Manjari getting rebuked or chastised by Radharani, that's perfection of life. Because that means you recognize If all the devotees do their service every day and And they said, "Yeah, very nice, very nice." And then when, "Hey, what's this?" He gets all emotional about it and gets all excited. That means he really cares for her. He's getting worked up, so much emotion, so much thinking about it. He's been thinking about yelling at you for 4 days and waiting for the right opportunity. And then it came, and then he latched into you. So, that, it's different here, but there it's all love. It's all perfect. The Manjis, and then, because the Manjis say, "Oh, you're a lucky Manji, you right chastised you. I hope I get chastised tomorrow." But here someone gets chastised, they're embarrassed, They have a rule in management, material business management. They say praise in public, criticize in private. So if you're a teacher and you have a group of students and the students doing nonsense, you chastise them in front of all the other students. It'll make him very unhappy. His ego will get pinched. But all the students leave and you say, "Hey, Joseph, come here a second. What you did in class wasn't right. Try to improve yourself." Okay. So it's just you and him. So we won't suffer public embarrassment or public shame. So it's a rule. But mostly people are so rajasic, they just fly out the handle. Because you have to be a manager, you have to have somewhat of a sattvic mind. It's a controlled mind. Otherwise, if you're impulsive and just react to the moment and not balance things out. Like you're a temple president, you're in a temple prasadam room, and some new bhakta is serving prasadam, and he's doing it very inconsiderately and very sloppily. So you say, "Hey, stop! You're making a mess." Or you take note of it, okay. And you just quiet, you just eat your prasadam, don't say anything. And everybody in the room is looking, all the devotees in the temple are looking at the guy, this guy's jerk, this, that. They're looking at me like I'm supposed to say something. I'm just like, I just eat like I don't notice the guy. Then later I called my office and I said, "Look, this is not the way to serve, Serving Vaishnavas is the greatest privilege. It should be done with great attention and love and care, not fast and sloppy and inconsiderate." So there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything, but in spiritual world, rebuking there's a whole group of Sakhis described in Radha Krishnagandhi's Jeevika. They're called chastising Sakhis. Their Nitya Seva is telling dirty words to Krishna. Seeking Gali. Gali means dirty words. The elderly Sakhis, because elderly women know more dirty words than younger women. Younger women don't know so many dirty words. But you increase your vocabularies, you get old. And old ladies know a lot of bad words. Gully basha. Gully basha. Gully basha. Dirty words. So they're waiting for Krishna to come out of his house every morning. Because they're all their sons and are married and all their daughters-in-laws are doing all the service. Old ladies just sit around the water well and chit chat and talk gossip. "Oh, there's Krishna, let's go. And 5, 6 of them, they walk down. "Hey, Krishna, there's that." And it says in Padyavali and other shastras, when Krishna hears the chastisement of the Brijvasi elderly gopis, he feels more pleased than when the Rig Veda, when the sages and rishis are chanting the shlokas from Rig Veda. This is Braj Bhav. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Ananda Kano Bhagavan ki, Radha Rani ki. Jaya Radhe. What else? Another question? Baba, Brahmachari Baba. You're always good for cool questions. All right, you think about that one. You keep it on hold. Yeah.
In the 108 names of Radharani, Das Goswami Pad also has written 108 names, and Rupa Goswami Pad also has written 108 names. But in Rupa Goswami Pad's 108 names, the description starts like Tunga Vidya Sakhi is telling these names to Radharani, and they are not that much more intimate and all. like the way Das Goswami Pad writes. Is there any reason for this, or why Rupa Goswami Pad has to hide? He is also Manjari, he also has that. Why he has to hide, or why he has to present?
Question is asked, the Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami both wrote Radha Sahasranam. And that's Ashtotara Shata Nam. They wrote 108 different names to glorify Radharani. It's a poem by Rupa Goswami and also another one by Raghunath Das. But the bhav and the angle of vision of Rupa Goswami is more reverential, more respectful, and not so intimate and personal as Das Goswami. And he presents it as if this poem is being spoken by Tungavidya Sakhi, not by Rupa Manjari. Rupa Goswami's Rupa Manjari, he's writing, he's saying Tungavidya Sakhi said. So why is this? Well, there's a couple answers. One answer is, if Rupa Goswami is writing from the viewpoint of a Sakhi, the Sakhi's viewpoint of Radharani is different than a Manjari's. He's Rupa Manjari, but he's writing from the angle of Tungavidya Sakhi because he says Tungavidya Sakhi's glorifying Radharani like this. So that means at that time he has to enter into the Sakhi Bhav and glorify Radharani from Sakhi Bhav, not Manjari Bhav. That's one answer. Another answer is the Rupa Manjari. Another answer is the Tulsi Manjari is closer to Radharani than Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari is the leader of all the Manjaris. But Radharani always confides in Tulsi Manjari. You find in Das Goswami's writings, he's so intimate with Radharani. We don't find in Rupa Goswami's Stavamala and his other writings, any writing where there's gopis and Manjaris together with Krishna and Leela, we don't find Rupa Goswami as intimate as Raghunath Das Goswami. So it's a matter of intimacy, just like there's 4 brothers in a family, but one brother may be closer to the mother than another one. It's like that. Affection works like that. It's not mechanical. So that's 2 answers. That's an interesting point because Rupa Goswami is saying Turgavidya says, so that would have to be indicated there. Just like we say that Prabhupada Saraswati is Tungavidya Sakhi, but we also say that that's Rakeshwar Pandit. Rakeshwar Pandit is Tungavidya Sakhi. But in general, it's understood in Gorganadesh Tipika that the one who wrote Radha Siddhanidhi is Prabhupada Saraswati. But Hidharivamsa Sampradaya from Radha Thakurji, Radha and Vrindavan, they say Hidharivamsa wrote Radha Siddhanidhi, whatever. So there, that's written, if it's Tungavidya Sakhi's writing, but there's 270 verses, something like 270 verses in Radha Siddhanidhi, but 60 of them are all about Manjari Bhav. So there's a Sakhi entering the mood of a Dasi, because he uses words like Kaikarnya, Anudasi, Dasi, these are all Kinkari, Kaikarnya, these are all Paricharika. These are all words that indicate a maidservant, a Sakhi, not a Sakhi, but a maidservant like a Manjari. So my teacher pointed these verses out to me. We were giving classes on them also in Kartik to record it. The verses from Radha Siddhanidhi, other ones we gave also a class, but those classes are about Manjaris. It's from Manjari Bhav. So there's Sakhi, because Sakhi Bhav includes Manjari Bhav. Because Manjari Bhav is also Sakhi Bhav. So Manjari can be a Sakhi can be a Manjari. They can write like that, they enter that one. They say it takes one to know one. So Sakhi is a Manjari, Manjari is a Sakhi. Because the bottom line of all devotees is Jivara Surabhaya Krishna Haridas. Every devotee, the basic Sruva Lakshana, intrinsic characteristic of every devotee of Bhagavan is the servant of Krishna. Our identity is a servant of Krishna, but we're functioning as a servant of Krishna. We're serving Krishna by serving Radharani, that's Manjari Bhav. Other people are serving Krishna by serving Krishna. But we're serving Krishna by serving Radharani. We don't change our makeup, our identity as an Atma, Every Atma is a servant of Krishna. Jivara Sarupaya Krishna Nityadas. Nice question. Thank you. Brahmacharya Baba.
I have a question, but I don't know is it actual now. I mean, sometimes I thinking that I just have no love for Radha and Krishna and how to say it, and people have no goal to achieve it. Sometimes I feel like this, and but my life I'm fully dedicated to Krishna. So, but sometimes I feel that like no love, no goal to achieve. Even I have no goal aim to achieve Krishna. So why it is like this?
You're always asking a question. I'm trying to serve Radha Krishna day and night, hearing and chanting. I'm living in Radha Kunda, living in Vrindavan. So I'm trying to dedicate my whole life to serving Radha Krishna. But many times I feel I don't have any love for Radha Krishna. I don't have any desire to attain the goal of love of Radha Krishna. I think that's what you're trying to say. Why does it happen like that? Well, if you feel love for Krishna, please bless us. If you have Krishna praying, please start distributing it. Start here, start at this house here, 8-123. It's our house number, 8123. So every devotee always feels like that. That's the Ashabandha, the hope. The devotees bound by hope. That's the symptom of Baba Bhakti. I hope to attain its highest potential of the jiva is to love Krishna. I don't have any love for Krishna. Who has love for Krishna? Even the greatest acharyas and greatest lovers of Krishna say I have no love for Krishna. As an example, so the idea of being humble and always begging, prem, we don't have prem inside us, although some people try to argue that. That's a losing proposition. But there's no prem inside us. We have to beg to get prem. Prem descends from those who have prem. So we're all beggars, and so sometimes you feel enthusiastic and you feel you're going towards the goal of love of Krishna. You feel some loving sentiments for Radha Krishna. And sometimes you don't. That's just the way it goes. That's the roller coaster of sadhana. You know, roller coaster, there's a little car. It's a ride at a fun park. In a fun park where you get on a little cart and it sits on rails. And it goes up like this and down like that, and it's like a little mini train. And it's 5 foot, one guy and 2 girls, one guy and 2 girls, whatever. One guy and 5 girls, whatever. A guy and a girl. 2 girls, a guy. It holds 3 people, 4 people. And it goes like this, and it goes up and around. You pay $100, it goes for 5 minutes, you come back. Thrill, go real fast, goes up and it goes, yeah, see. It's called Fun Ride, I don't know. In America, it's called a wild mouse. Because it's like a little mouse riding crazy. So so I call the roller coaster of sadhana. Sometimes you're going up and up. Oh, I'm getting there. I get close, I really feel bliss, I really feel peace, I feel everything's love. Oh God, I'm suffering. I want to quit it. I don't want to chant anymore. I don't like this Krishna anymore. I'm going back to Russia. I want to go skiing. I want to go skating. I miss my Russian skates and my toboggan sled and my ski slopes. What?
I translate for Carol.
Yeah, okay. So that's the way it is. It's ups and downs. Just stay in the car and keep riding. Slow and steady wins the race. A mango becomes ripe in its own time. Diksha is the beginning. Diksha is initiation. The seed is planted. Now what happens? What kind of gardener are you? Do you know anything about gardening? No. What's a garden? What's a seed? How do you take care of it? That means you're ignorant of Bhakti Shastra and ignorant of Tattva. Sambandha Gyan Bhogaya. Sambandha Gyan Agyan. Sambandha Agyan. No knowledge of Sambandha. Then you're a fool, you can't do anything. Without Shastra, you're a failure. It's just sentimental, you can't go anywhere. Krishna's given all these Shastras for bhaktas to study and read and realize. They're not for selling in the airport and selling in the tourist beaches in Italy. Reading and studying. Who is Krishna? Who am I? What is this material nature? What is birth? What is death? What is old age? What is effective time? What is karma? These are basic subjects we have to know. What is bhakti bhajan? What are the offenses in bhakti? What are the offenses in nam? Competing classes here. Panditji's trying to out-talk me here. Okay, righty. What else we have? What's that one called? Roller coaster and sadhana.
How did I call it? I just write it.
Okay, right. Like, if you think of a catchy title, people get, like we had this one lecture, somebody asked me about ladies following dead bodies. So I titled the lecture, Ladies Following Dead Bodies. Every other lecture that Sunday got five, that one got 25. Everyone's, what's this, ladies following dead bodies? Oh, this guy's a chauvinist. This guy, I know he's a chauvinist, he doesn't like ladies, ladies follow dead bodies. Men don't follow dead bodies, ladies follow dead bodies. Men follow live bodies. Women follow dead bodies. What's that? Well, it should be true to the point. So that was the question. Because the other guy was quick. So, any questions? Right. Any net questions? Yeah, go ahead. Go in.
One more doubt is that I want to know the scriptural reference of that state where when the mind and senses are at peace, we can hear the inner voice. We can hear that. Is there any scriptural reference, or is this right, or it is one has to know the experience? Or?
Question is asked, when will one hear the inner voice? When the mind, what is the question again?
When the mind and senses are at peace, when they are sitting.
Yeah, when the mind and senses are at peace, one will hear the inner voice. Well, inner voice, there's a whole type of yoga called Anahata yoga. Anahata chakra is the heart chakra. Heart chakra is called Anahata. And there's 7 sounds you can hear in the heart when one is situated in Sattva-gun. In meditation, you hear 7 sounds. And one of the sounds is the sound of bells. And one is like kartals, one is bells, one is drums, like kettle drums. It's called dundubi in Sanskrit. Dundubi is like a kettle, big drum. Big, you hit it with sticks, boom, boom, boom. And then hear a rumbling of clouds, which is almost like a kettle drum. And you can hear the sound of flute, Vamshi also. And you can hear the Krishna. You hear the Vamshi of Krishna, and Krishna can speak to you also in the heart. So this is possible, but it's very rare.
So is there any scriptural reference where anywhere sent this thing?
Scriptural reference, I can't say off the top of my head. Hearing the sounds in the heart. You have to see about Anahata Yoga, Anahata Shabda. It's called Anahata Shabda, the sounds in the heart. And usually when we lie in a quiet place, we just hear our heartbeat.
Yes.
But that's a high state of meditation. Just try to hear the holy name. most important thing, pass this back to this to Shiva and Bhava. Radha Kunda Panchang. Well, some person's asking about when do we become eligible to hear Anahata Shabda? Anahata chakra is heart chakra, and there's 7 sounds that can be heard in the heart in deep meditation. Deep meditation means like, Dhruva on a Smriti or something, very deep. And one sound is like kettle drum, like rumbling of clouds. One sound is like bells. One sound is like kartals. One sound is like flute. So I said it's better we try to hear the sound of the Maha Mantra. Hear the sound of the Maha Mantra in our heart. It says in the Bhagavatam, first canto, first verse, Tene Rida Yadadika Tene Rida. That Brahma heard in his heart, heard the flute of Krishna, heard mantra. So we want to hear the Maha Mantra in our heart. This is called chanting from the heart. I've seen these kirtan performances in some popular Gaudiya groups, and the people leading kirtan say, chant from the heart. And it's like, so redundant. The first time someone said it was kind of good. But every time there's a kirtan, chant again, chant from the heart. Well, what do you think we're doing? This is not chanting a spiritual sound. It comes from the Atma. It doesn't come from the lips. You don't have to tell me if I'm chanting, it's coming from the heart. You don't have to tell me to chant. You can't chant it if it doesn't come from the heart. Only people who have a heart fixed in Krishna can chant his name. Is any bus drivers in Moscow chanting Hari Krishna driving a bus? No. Because their hearts aren't fixed on Krishna. Their hearts are fixed on Krishna. You're driving a bus, you're chanting Hari Krishna. So it's redundant. It's superfluous to say chant from the heart. There's 1,000 devotees there. Kirtan retreat, sadhana retreat. Chant from the heart. What does it mean chant from the heart? What do you think we're doing? We're chanting with our toes? We're chanting with our fingernails? What do you think is chanting? No, my lips aren't chanting. My tongue isn't chanting. My heart's chanting. Until your heart fills with bhakti, you can't move your body in service of Krishna. Atas Shri Krishna Namadi Nava Vedgramanji Sevanamaki Jivado Swami Vasra. Service begins with the tongue. Sevanamaki Jivado. Jiva means tongue. Jivado. Mukhya, face. You begin with your face, move your tongue. So you can't move your tongue till you get Sambandha Gyan of Krishna in your heart. You get conviction of Krishna, you get Shraddha for Krishna in your heart, and get convinced, I want to serve Krishna. What's the way to serve Krishna? Shraddha Kirtan Vishnu Smarnam. So you serve Krishna by hearing and chanting about him. First you have to hear the philosophy, then you start chanting and other things. So the person that said, when does the mind and intelligence become situated so we can hear the Anahata Shabda? It's just chant Hare Krishna and this is all I need, and you're fixed in Anahata Shabda. That's the perfect Anahata Shabda. That's what Brahma heard. He's the first guru, first living entity. So follow the example of Brahma. He wasn't listening to rock and roll in his heart. He wasn't listening to Punjabi folk songs. Jaya Radhe. Nice question there, Panditji. Pandit Govindaji. Pandit Govinda Sagar, excuse me. Sadhana Bhava. Paka. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Next question. Can you say more about chitta and what methods to purify chitta?
Yes, can you talk about chitta and what methods to purify chitta? Chitta is, in English we say subconscious mind. Subconscious mind. Chitta is where all the samskaras are stored from all our previous lives. So you become transcendental, there's no more chitta affecting you. So Bhakti Bhajan, that's the only way. It's Krishna, Chaitanya Maharaj says, Chaito Dharma Marjana. The Chit Darpa on the mirror of the Chitta becomes purified by Bhakti Bhajan, and most importantly and most powerfully, Nam Bhajan. Nam Kirtan, Nam Jap. There's no other way. Sometimes Prabhupada was asked so many questions by his disciples. He said, Prabhupada, I have this problem, I have that problem. What can I do? I have this problem. Just chant Hare Krishna. And then another devotee comes in. Prabhupada, I have to reveal my mind to you. Gaudiya Vaisnava Prichyati. I read the nectar instructions. I'm supposed to reveal your mind to the Guru. So I'm revealing my mind. Gaudiya Vaisnava Prichyati. I have this problem, that problem. My wife this, my wife that. Well, that's a big problem. So, Prabhupada, what do you recommend? Just chant Hare Krishna. 3-word answer. All questions. 3 words. 4 words. Just chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada made it easy. He didn't tell us to chant the whole mantra. Hare Krishna. That's enough. You have a problem, you say Hare Krishna. Prabhupada says just Hare Krishna. Okay. And following the Guru's Vani. The Guru Vani gave his Agya, Shikti, just chant Hare Krishna. Are you chanting Java? I chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's like Lord Shiva, Shankar Bhagavan, he chants Maha Mantra. What's his Maha Mantra? Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Bas. No Krishna. You should know you're in Shiva's parampara. Parivar. Sada Shiva, wait a don't know. Dummy. You're worshiping Govishwari Monday, you don't know his mantra. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Bam Bam Bole. Shankar Bhagavan ki jai, Mahadeva ki jai, Govishwar Mahadev ki jai. Shankar loves the devotees, so I'm going to speak now. Shankar Mahadev Shiva. Shankar Mahadev Shiva. He's called Mahadev. Dev means Devata, a ruling, controlling personality with fantastic power. This is Devata. We try to avoid using words like Lord. I try to, Lord, that's a British word. So he's Dev means he's the greatest Devata, the greatest ruling Lord. But why is he called Deva? Because Deva comes from the root word Divya. Div means divyati, and divyati means playful. It means playful, it means effulgent. Because Shiva is very playful. He's very playful. He comes to Krishna, he comes to Vrindavan to play with Krishna. And he comes to Shiva and Shiva Roop, Shankar. And the gopis stop and say, you can't play with Krishna in that roop. You have to have a gopi roop. A gopi roop? You have to be a gopi. So he went to Mansarovar, and he crossed the Yamuna, went to Mansarovar, did tapasya, and he got a gopi roop, became Gopishwar. Then he was able to enter the rasa dance and play with Krishna. And so he loves Krishna so much, he appears in 5 directions of the holy Dham Vrindavan to guard Krishna's devotees. He's called Bhakta Rakshak. Shiva is called Bhakta Rakshak. He protects the devotees. So he appears in the south. When Lord Chaitanya stayed in Vrindavan, he stayed in Akruragat. Akruragat is on the border of Vrindavan and Mathura. It's near Pago Baba's Mandir, Akruragat, Dandavat Jairati. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Akruragat, and every day he would take darshan of Bhuteshwar. So in the southern petal, the southern side of Brajmandal in Mathura is Bhuteshwar Mahadev. And underground is Pataleshwari, Patal his consort Durga. Way underground. Patal means Nietzsche, way underground. Many steps. You been there? You been there, Bhuteshwar?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's in the south. And then north in Nandagram, because Nandagram is north of Barsana, so that's the northern part of Vrindavan, Nandagram. So there he stays as Nandishwar Parvat, Nandishwar. So I said that she was very playful. He's called Mahadev, and Dev means playful. He's greatest playful person. We say Shankar Mahadev Ki Jai. But we think of Mahadev in a different way than most people think of Mahadev. We think he's a playful friend of Krishna in Vrindavan. So when Krishna was in Nandagram, Shiva came to darshan. And when he came to the gate of the palace, some of the maidservants of Kalimba and Ambika and Rohini or whatever ladies were with Yashodhama, the maidservants, they said, there's some sadhu here doing bhikshu. He's begging alms at the gate of the palace, in Nanda Bhavan. So he wants you to give him some alms. So let me see who's the sadhu. So Yashoda went to meet the sadhu and said, what do you want? So I want to have darshan of your laws. She said, oh, no. You're a danger man. You have all these snakes on you and there's tree shul and skulls. You have these skulls. You'll scare the wits out of my son. He'll faint if he sees you. You're a boot or a braid or whatever. Get away from me. Go away. So she was, I can't see Lala. I can't see Nanda Lal. I can't see Yashoda Lal. So he went to Ashishwar. He went. Ash means hope. He went to a forest near Nanda Bhavan, down the hill, a nearby forest near Terkadam, and he did tapasya there. So Nanda Bhavan, I want your darshan, So then Nanda Lal, baby Krishna started crying. You know how it goes. when he's crying like anything. So Mother Yashoda gives him so many toys and food and everything to make him, placate him and pacify him, make him stop crying. And he doesn't stop crying. So then she asks her Brahmin advisor, why is my son crying? And she says, and the Brahmin advisor says, is anybody, maybe you made offense to some sadhu or somebody came here. Sadhu? Offense? Well, there's one guy came here with a tree shul and skulls around his neck. Huh, what? The Brahmin said, that was Shiva. Yeah, I don't know what his name was. He was dirty. He was all covered with ashes. He wanted to hold my son and get my son all dirty with ashes. And all these stinky skulls and not good looking, and all these snakes. So it wasn't too favorable towards him. So I said, you must have made offense. Okay, so you go find him. So she went and the Brahmin went and found Shiva and said, Shiva, Yashodhama wants to meet you. So she went up and she brought her son and Shiva took him and held him, like that. Then Krishna stopped crying, big smile on his face. So to commemorate that Leela and to protect the northern petal of Brajmandal, there's a Shiva deity right on the hill, right next to the house of Nanda Baba. Right on the hill is a little temple of Nandishwar Mahadev. And he's the first one to get Krishna's remnants. After Nanda Baba, everybody eats and Krishna eats, the Mahaprasad goes to Nandishwar. When all the Brahmins eat Shiva Prasad. So now that's in the north, and now on the east side, someone tries to come up the Yamuna side, sneaking the Vrindavan from Mathura or up there, Kanpur or somewhere. Delhi comes down to Yamuna, tries to sneak in Vrindavan. Then we have Govishwar. Govishwar is on the east side, protecting the east side. Then the west side, somebody comes from Pakistan or Gujarat or Rajasthan. And the west side, we have Kameshwar Mahadev. And somebody tries to drop in with a parachute or a helicopter, tries to come in the center, to try to drop in the center of Brajmandal, that's Govardhan's center. Then we have Chakaleshwara at Manasi Ganga. So these 5 Mahadevs are there protecting Brajmandal. So when we live in Brajmandal, following example in Sadhaka Vesh, Mahaprabhu is showing, sometimes he was in Sadhaka Vesh showing how to act as a sadhaka. Most of the time he was in Mahabhava Radharani. But he shows that when he was in Brajmandal, he visited he went on Trasiko's Prikrama, he went on Dvastavan Prikrama, he went on Giraj Prikrama, he took a bath in Radha Kunda, he discovered Radha Kunda. And he visited all the Shiva temples. So when we're living here, we should also visit the Shiva temples and do these things also. Go on Giraj Prikrama, go on Brajmandal Prikrama, at least once in our life. I went once in 1980, 92, I think, 87, I don't know, 87, 88, something like that. Long ago, I went one time. We lived out there 40 days. This kind. Started with 50 people, ended with 30. It's only 50 people at a time. First one was in 87, this was in 88. 50 people, 30 ended up, 20 left. It's austere. Every day we offer 5 obeisances to Brajmandal. We offer 5, so when I offer 1 obeisance to Brajmandal, I think of all the deities of Brajmandal. There's 5 Mahadevs, there's 5 Devis, and there's 5 Devs. There's 5 Shiva, Panch Devi, and Panch Dev. Panch Shiva, I told you. Who are the Panch Devs? Keshav Dev, Baladev, Hardev, Govinda Dev, and Sakshi Gopal Dev. One's gone off to Puri. So there's 5 Devs. Then the 5 Devis, Mahavidya Devi, Annapurna Devi, Kalyani Devi, Purnamasi Devi, Masi Devi, Panch Devis. I'm not sure, maybe one confused there, but I think that's right. Mahavidya is a big temple over by Mathura side, Mahavidya Devi. Mahavidya Devi, Annapurna, Kalyani, Masi Devi, and Puramasi. I think these are the main 5 Devis. Panch Dev, Panch Mahadevs, and Panch Devis. So I think of them and offer 1 obeisance. Anyway, right. Shankar Bhagavan Jai. Question? Any question? You? Yeah.
Inspired another question. I have 2 if you don't mind.
You can ask 1 at a time, be good.
The first one's a little more simple. Well, I heard this Leela where I think one of the Goswamis was writing a book, and someone told me this happened in Govinda Kunda as well as once in Ganga, where the mosquitoes were biting him so much he didn't think he could finish the book. So Lord Shiva gave the benediction that where he was sitting there writing the book, the mosquitoes wouldn't bite him. I was in Govinda Kunda, the mosquitoes were horrible. I sat down at this one place and took rest, and the mosquitoes were not there. So,
We're not there.
Yeah, so
Maybe you have Sanatana Goswami Ashirvad.
yeah, but the question there is did that happen in Govinda Kund or was it honestly?
It happened for you in Govinda Kund.
Maybe that's it.
The question is, there's a true story in the biography of Sanatana Goswami, because he was sometime in his life, not all the time, because he did bhajan in Vrindavan, as you know, Dwasaditya on Madan. But for some years in his life, he was doing bhajan at Govardhan, doing Prikrama Govardhan every day. And according to Puranas, according to old books about Giraj Prikrama should be started from Manasi Ganga. You should start Giraj Prikrama at Manasi Ganga, take bath at Manasi Ganga, and walk around Giraj and end there. Start and end at Manasi Ganga. And you pray at Manasi Ganga, and you go to Manasi Devi, Prachin, old deity of Manasi Devi. Devi and then go Parikramma, or Hardev also. Or Mukaravinda, Giriraj Mukaravinda is there also. So Sanatana Goswami was living there to follow the niyam because he's a very strict follower of yamas, niyams, follow the right method of Parikramma. While he was there, Sanatana Goswami was there doing bhajan, chanting, writing, meditating. Mosquitoes were all over him. So he was saying, I can't stay here. How am I going to do my Giriraj Parikramma? I had to do it from here. I can't stay here. So then, because he was doing bhajan right next to Chakaleshwar, because Sanatana Goswami often did bhajan, Sanatana Goswami has a close relationship with Lord Shiva. We see in his Sadhaka Rup. I'll explain that also. Has a close relationship with him. So Sanatana Goswami he decided to do bhajan. Manasi Ganga is a big place. You can sit down anywhere in Manasi Ganga and do bhajan and start your parikramma. But he sat down right next to Shiva, because Shiva is the greatest devotee of Krishna and a great devotee of Radharani. So he chose that as the most highly surcharged place. It's a place of Krishna Lila also. It's a Lila style. There's Krishna's chakra. When Krishna lived at Govardhan Hill, Vishnu inside Krishna came out with his chakra, was swinging his chakra around, drying up all the floodwaters. Because the floodwaters were rising higher, were going to flood everybody hiding under, taking shelter under the raised Govardhan Hill. So there were no rain on their head, but the rain was coming up around them. So Ananta Shesh, because Mahavishnu lies on Ananta Shesh, all these avatars are in Krishna. So Ananta Shesh came out, this huge snake, he made a boundary wall. Krishna lived in Govardhan Hill, and there was a boundary wall made of this huge snake body. Like this yellow wall presented as the body of Ananta Shesh. This is Govardhan Hill. Oh, Krishna. And we're all keeping dry under here. So the water is rising higher and higher on the outside of the Ananta Shesh, the boundary wall. It's going to come in and flood and kill everybody inside, even though no rain's coming from outside. So then Krishna, Vishnu, chakra came out. Chakra was burning off all that water outside. It was just evaporating all, so it couldn't rise. So when Krishna when that chakra settled down, the chakra prayed to Sudarshan, prayed to Krishna, oh, I love doing this service to Giriraj. Can I stay here in Govardhan? I want to stay here near Govardhan and remember this Leela. I did this great service to you and the Brijvasis. Because it's nothing better to be famous for than service to Krishna and Brijvasis. So then Krishna, okay, so the chakra settled there and Shiva manifested there as a Shiva Linga. It's called chakra. Chakra Aishwara means chakra. Controller, chakra Aishwara means controller of the chakra, and that's Bhagavan Sri Vishnu or Krishna. So Sanatana Goswami did his bhajan there. So Shiva, he's Bhuteshwara. Shiva's other name is Bhuteshwara. He controls all the bhutas. All the living entities are controlled by Shiva. So especially all these poisonous ones. Because when the milk ocean was being churned by the devas and asuras, then the first thing that came out was poison. This is like when we're churning our heart, when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're churning our hearts with the holy name. A lot of poison comes out. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Maya, Matsarya, Kubjor. And somebody has to take it. Anybody take it? No, I don't want it. So Krishna takes it. Shrinavitam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Krishna. Krishna cleanses our heart from inside the heart. So Shiva drank the poison, and he dropped a few drops and became mosquitoes and scorpions and cobras and all these poison insects. So the mosquitoes were the children of Shiva. He's Bhuteshwara. He said, look, you guys came out. When I drank the poison, you guys appeared. Now don't bite my devotee. So they don't bite him. They didn't bite him, so Sanatana Goswami stayed there. The stories about Sanatana Goswami and about Manasi Ganga. You got that same experience at Govinda Kunda, that's your good luck.
Thank you, sir. Another question.
Okay. Oh, I didn't have it recorded. I didn't turn it on. Oh. Okay. I didn't record that one. It's on there. Can I get it? Thank you. Backup, my spare tire. If I get a flat, you're my spare tire. It's not a very good thing. You're my It's rather insulting. Excuse me. You're my support. That's better. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, this is, okay, it's been told to me various times that, that Guru is eternal and that our Guru in this material world is the same as our Guru in the spiritual world. Now when I first heard that, I was thinking from the mood of a manjari that means our Guru in this world would be like some senior gopi giving us some instruction in the spiritual world, and I still think like that sometimes today. Is there any truth to that, or am I misinterpreting it, or is that, or what's the deal with that whole statement?
Okay, thank you for that question. Question is about eternality of the Guru and the sadhaka group and siddha group. That as a sadhaka in a material body practicing bhakti sadhana, we take diksha from a guru. And what happens, I was told by my guru that the guru that reveals your siddha, he is your eternal guru in the spiritual world. And that is the guru, because when Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya wrote his Guru Vandanam prayer, he said, Chaku Dano Diyoye Jami Jami Prabhu Se. So he said that life after life, Lokanath Goswami, you are my Prabhu, you are my master. That's a prayer to Lokanath Goswami, because the last shloka that is Lokanath Lokara Jivana. Lokanath Lokara Jivana. The Lokanath, you're the life of the universe. You're the life of the living entities. You're the life of living entities. Lokanath Goswami, Lokar Jivan. You're the life of the lok of the people of the universe. So birth after birth, the same guru will come and liberate the disciple. So you'll get the same guru every life. The guru that gives you siddha will come to you every life until you get liberated, if you're not nonsense or reject the guru or whatever. And then, so that guru has two forms, as you have two forms. You have a sadhaka group, you have a siddha group. So the guru has a spiritual form in the spiritual world. And when you go to the spiritual world and meet guru, you'll see the guru in his siddha deha. You'll have your siddha deha. And he'll still be your guru there in the spiritual world. But there'll be much similarity. It's like a 14-year-old sister and a 15-year-old sister. There's not much, there's two sisters. They're Sakhis, they're all Sakhis. Sakhis mean sisters. So, because sometimes the disciples, you say the Shishya Mandri will give an order to the Guru. But never here. Not in sadhaka group. Sadhaka group, the disciple doesn't give an order to the Guru. But there, because they're both doing, the object of seva is Radharani. So Sakhi Mandri, the Shishya Mandri may say to Gurudev, I have to make more garlands. You can you pick flowers? Yeah, go. There's no big and small there. There's recognition that this is my Guru Sakhi, but on the seva platform, it's all equal. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Okay. So it's not like there's a hierarchy, but it's the same person, and he gives you some instruction.
Yeah, he gives you instruction. But any Sakhi, Radharani gives you instruction. Krishna gives anyone there can. Instruction means seva. He's not giving class on Bhagavatam or anything like that. It's just Astakaya seva. It's just loving seva to Radha Krishna's Nitya moment to moment. You can read about all that in the books. They're busy all day long. There's something called Dandatmika Seva, a principle created by Siddha Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj in 1870 called Dandatmika. In 24-hour day, there's 24 minutes. There's 24 minutes times 60 equals 24 hours. So it's called Dandatmika Seva. Danda means seva done in every danda. So he breaks it down. So every 24 minutes, Radha and Krishna are doing different leelas. So in 24 minutes, they're like doing like 3 hours worth of leelas. And you try, how you can meditate on 24 hours, the base, dress, go walks to the underground, cooks Krishna's breakfast in 24 minutes. So time doesn't work the same way there as it works here. So in other words, in 24 minutes, there's like 25, 30 different sevas times 60. So it's just unlimited realm of seva. Praying seva. So our goal is to praying seva around Krishna. That's it. We pray for praying and we pray for seva. So we pray for praying seva. We pray for praying, we get praying, we serve with love. We don't have love, we're serving like, I have to do this. Not serving with love. First thing we pray for, please give me praying. Praying comes from there, not anywhere else. It comes down. Fruit comes from the top of the tree, not from the bottom. You don't dig under the tree to get the fruits. You just wait there. Come on down. I'm not ripe yet. You're not ready yet. Oh. Come on. Not ready. Hey, what are you doing? Come down here. I'm not ready yet. You're not ready, so relax, man. Not ready, I'll fall into your hands. Boom. Frame fall. Then you can serve Krishna with ras. If you have praying, you can serve with ras. Without praying, you can't serve with ras. Fruit has ras, mango ras. I had a mango shake for breakfast, and for lunch, somebody brought me a mango shake. Someone's disciple from Delhi, Vishaka Dasi, and her sister, and her son, and Rahul, this guy Rahul. They came here. She brought me a mango shake and sweet rice. She said, I asked somebody in Delhi what your favorite things were. So I bought them. I said, okay, good job. You're still there also. You're good, you guess so. Okay. Thank you for that question, sir. Okay, what do we got here? Have any questions? Shiva, you're working on a question? Okay, go ahead.
Maharaj, in Govind Leelamrit in Purvahan Leela, when Krishna is in Goshala and grazing cows, then the demigods were like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and Lord Indra are seeing Krishna grazing cows and are feeling blessed. On the other hand, we are seeing that Sud Goswami is mentioning in 12th canto Bhagavatam that Yasyantam na vidur asuragana devaya tasmai nama. No demigods can know the limit of Krishna. So how is that demigods are able to see Ashtakali Leela of Krishna and feeling blessed?
That's a good question. Question is asked. We read, go into Leela Misha, David, we don't, these kind of words aren't really proper, just for the record, aren't really proper when using Lord and demigods. We say devatas or Bhagavan. For Lord, we say Bhagavan. We say Bhagavan. We don't use Lord. Lord is, it's not Christian. It's Lord is Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, etc. Just say Bhagavan. You want to say Bhagavan. And demigods means devatas. So the question is, we see that the devatas and Apurvan Leela, Krishna's returning, Uttara Gosta Leela, the devatas come down to Brajmandal and offer puja and arti to Krishna, and they see his Gocharan Leela. So but we also see that devatas don't have the Adi card, have darshan and Krishna Leela. So how are they seeing Krishna Daskala Leela? But Jiva Goswami explains, and he's explained in other places, there's two kinds, it's also explained in Brahma Samhita, there's two kinds of devatas. There's spiritual devatas. There's devatas in the spiritual world. There's Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, all of them are there. They're all the prototype, the original form of the devatas in the spiritual world. So those spiritual devatas are seeing Krishna's Leela and worshipping and taking part. Everybody in Krishna Leela is Nitya Parishad practically. Even the demons are in the spiritual world. So it's just a big road show. He just brings the whole. Okay, gang, who are the demons? Okay, sir. Okay, you guys come on down. We're putting on a show here, Boma Vrindavan. Okay, let's go. When a circus comes down, some guys are doing acrobats, some lions jumping through hoops, some ballerinas doing dance on a tightrope, all different things they do. So then they back up and go the next place. So when Krishna comes to Vrindavan, he brings the demon, the asura, everybody. It's a big gang, And Mahaprabhu was descending from anyway, I forget that. Right. Stay tuned. What's the next question here? At least this little breeze there. Southern wind, that means rain season. South side. We have a new flag. Look at our roof. We have a new. Above our temple, we put a new flag. We have a flag up there. It was all beat up. We got a new one today. What color is our flag?
Yeah.
Never noticed. It's above this corner, right up on the roof. It's yellow.
Ah, you're yellow.
I said, what color is my flag?
Yes,
You didn't hear? Okay.
and orange.
Stop with red. Okay, questions? Yeah.
What are the difference between the Rasa Lila in Prakrata Lila and the Rasa Lila in Nitya Lila? What are the difference between these two types of Rasa Lila?
What's the difference between Rasa Lila and Prakat Lila and Rasa Lila and Aprakat Lila? In the Rasa Lila chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's called Rasa Panchadhyaya, which means 5 adhyaya. Chapter 10th canto, chapter 29 to 33. In the tikas and commentaries, it explains that Krishna performs his Rasa Lila in the material world for the benefit of sadhana siddhas. Sadhana siddhas, Devi Kanyas. There's 20 different classes of personalities to get gopi deyas and appear in Boma Vrindavan and get a chance to enter the Rasa Lila. And the purport of the 10th canto explains when Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis in chapter 22, those were kanyas, virgin gopis, and some of those were devis from the heavenly planets. They're heavenly devis, Swarga devis. They want to be gopis and enter Krishna Lila. So the Lila and the Boma Vrindavan, especially for conditioned souls who become sadhana siddha. They're Madhurya Rati and Gopi Bhav, and they want to be Krishna's lovers, or dance or Krishna Ras dance. So they take birth in Boma Vrindavan and enter the Rasa dance. But in Aprakat Vrindavan, it's all Nitya Parishads. No sadhana siddhas there. When they go to Vrindavan, they may be also the sadhana siddhas may be there also, but the specific purpose of Krishna's Lila in this world is for his devotees and to liberate those devotees. So that's the difference. Asakat Lila in the spiritual world, in Aprakat Lila it's all Nitya Siddhas, and here it's Nitya Siddhas and newcomers. That's some smart questions. It's good. Reading all day.
So Krishna don't disappear.
Is it a question or what? You just...
A question, yes. Related to this. So Krishna disappeared from residence only in the Goma Vrindavana and not in Nitya Lila, or sometimes he disappeared from residence even in Nitya Lila.
Krishna disappearing from Rasalila, does it happen in Golok, in Nitya Lila also?
Who? Krishna? Yeah, it goes on. It's all Leelas of Krishna and Nitya. He's disappearing, he's appearing, he's disappearing. Radharani disappears sometimes, Krishna disappears sometimes. Radharani disappears and Krishna searches for him and can't find Radharani. And he ends up in Imalitala on the banks of Yamuna crying, Radhe, Radhe, where's my Radharani? And he's crying for Radharani, he turns golden. Because golden in color, absorbed in Radharani. Then the Sakhis say, they don't find Krishna, they can't find Krishna. Because Radharani stopped hiding and said, okay, Krishna didn't find me. She played hide and seek. Radharani ran away from Rasa danced with Krishna. And Krishna went to find her. He got frustrated, couldn't find her. He started crying. In a kunj, in Imalitala, on the bank of Yamuna. Radharani said, where's Krishna? He didn't find me. Let's go look for him. So then the Sakhis went out. Radharani sent all the Sakhis to look for Krishna. And they entered the kunj. There's a golden devata. Is this Indra or who is this? Is this Runa Dev? Is this Chandra Dev? Very beautiful golden devata. Who is this golden devata? So that golden devata, that indicates Krishna becomes Lord Chaitanya. That's why I learned Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya came to Vrindavan and stayed 4 months in Vrindavan. He stayed at Kuragat, and every day he came to Imalitala. He did bhajan in Imalitala, went back to Kuragat. He stayed there meditating on that Leela where Krishna became Gauranga. That's Imalitala. You go to Imalitala, that pastime is depicted in dioramas there, on the wall, Imalitala, on the banks of Yamuna. It's near Shringarvat, the Radha Damodar side of Shringarvat. Raslila. Questions? You go to Jivani? Yeah. Your question, when's it end? When's it over? When's it over? Long life, a lot of bhajan, a lot of hard work. Just beginning. I'm on my way out. You guys are just starting. Yeah, okay.
Jiva Swarupa hai Krishna Nityadas. Explain how it is for every Jiva or means even.
Jivara Swarupaya Krishna Nityadas. Is this true? This question, this verse, it's not true for monkeys. They don't serve anybody. Is this verse true for all jivas or only jivas from Vishakhapatnam? That was a question. It's only true for Vishakhapatnam. It's true for all jivas. Are you a jiva? It applies to you.
How
If the shoe fits, wear it, they say, you know. If the shoe fits, put it on, wear it. It's good. So,
how, because not everybody knows Krishna. How can they need this?
wow, excitement. Wake up a little bit here. Oh, okay. Anyway, Hare Krishna, we have it. That's one of those questions. Just Hare Krishna. Don't worry about it. If Krishna favors a jiva, if Krishna wants to liberate a jiva, he directs the jiva to his representative spiritual teacher. The spiritual teacher will start enlightening the jiva, and the jiva will get out of the cycle of samsara. That's only possible for human beings. Human beings are a small minority of totality of jivas. So it's very rare that anyone gets liberated. Very rare that anyone gets to realize the potential every jiva has. Potential, seva potential, every jiva is very rarely realized because it's the mercy of Krishna. That's why we should count our blessings and thank Krishna. He picked us out. Millions of forms of life, millions of human lives, and we've ourselves passed through thousands of lives in agya, anadi agya, beginning of this ignorance, beginning of this ignorance. But now I guess now knowledge has begun to rise in our minds. Tamasi mam jyotirgama, come out of the darkness. Krishna Surya Samamaya Andhakara. Krishna Surya Samamaya Maya Andhakara. Maya is like Andhakara means a dark, blind well. Krishna Surya Sama. Krishna is like the sunshine, like Surya. The sunshine of Krishna Bhakti shines in your heart, and Krishna Tattva, and then you'll get out of this material world. Otherwise, the jivas in the material world are all on the backside of the Lord. They're all in darkness, ignorance. Samsara Davan Adida Loka Chanaya Karanya Ganaganatva Pratasya Kalyana Gadanavasya Vande Guru Sri Sri Jai Gurudev. No, it's not. Anyway, no, it's not. Question? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, there's so many Hanuman temples in Vraja. Is there any connection you can make with his appreciation of Radharani or Krishna?
Bajrang Bali ki jai. Hanuman Baba ki jai. Dasirati Hanuman ki jai. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghava Sita Ram. Question is being asked. There's so many Hanuman temples in Vrindavan. Vrindavan, there's so many everybody temples. So the same question we asked. Why is there so many everybody temples? Why is there so many everybody temples? And even nobody temples. There's even temples of Brahman. There's even Vivekananda's place, Ramakrishna Mission, and Akhandananda Mission, and everything. Everything is in Vrindavan. For one reason, it's a holy dham, and it's a very popular place, and Krishna's Bhaktavatsalya. Krishna's there's many avatars of Bhagavan, many forms of Bhagavan, but only one is called Bhaktavatsalya. Bhaktavatsal. Ramchandra is not called Bhaktavatsal, Vishnu is not called Bhaktavatsal, only Krishna. Bhaktavatsal means having motherly affection for the devotees. Like a mother loves her child, that's how Krishna loves his child. Like his father is loving his child. So we're like child and Krishna like the father. So Krishna gives shelter to all the children of God. So all the children of God have different forms of God that they worship. So Krishna gives them all shelter and a place to do puja and worship in Vrindavan. This is the speciality of Krishna. It's the nature of Krishna's heart. People, so many, you read the Puranas and read our Shastras, so many bhaktas have approached different forms of Lord for fulfillment of their desire, and they're frustrated. But when those bhaktas approached Krishna, they had their desires fulfilled. One example, Ram Lila. Ram Lila is also Bhagavan. He's called Paravasta. There's 3 forms of Paravasta Bhagavan. They mentioned Laghu Bhagavatamrita. One is Krishna, one is Rama, one is Nrsinga, called Paravasta Avatar. Anyway, it's a whole other topic. But so Sapurnika is a beautiful Brahmani lady. She's a sister of Ravana. She's a Brahmani. She's beautiful, very beautiful lady. She approached Ramachandra in Dandakaranya forest and asked for his hand. And he should have said, yeah, come on, good deal. But the king said, anybody surrenders to a king, they're supposed to give shelter, give protection or shelter, marry or whatever, give land, give shelter, give food, give a house. So she surrendered to Ramachandra, and he said, no, get out, I don't want you to get out of here. Then she persisted, and she went to Lakshman, and somehow she got her ears and nose cut off. So a woman without her nose and ears doesn't look so beautiful. Terrible thing, because a woman's asset, a woman's strength is her beauty. If her beauty is gone, everything's gone. So basically, Ramachandra and Lakshman killed her. But this same Sapurnika, she approached Bhagavan, but she was fulfilled when Ramachandra appeared as Krishna. She became Kuja in Mathura. And Krishna spent the afternoon with her in her bedroom, satisfying her amorous desires for union, which he expressed towards Ramachandra. So this is Bhakti-Vatsal. He's always Krishna, only Krishna, not Ram, Vishnu. He's always affectionate to the devotees. So there's so many Hanuman temples here because the worshippers of Hanuman want to live in Vrindavan, take advantage of all the people here. They want to propagate Ram Bhakti. They want to worship Ram here, to get more followers and they just want to be near Krishna and Vrajadam. Because Krishna's all attractive. Krishna's son Karshan. So his Dham is all attractive. We don't find all these, you go all the way down to the Badrinath Dham, Kedarnath Dham, Dwarka Dham. We don't find so many temples as you find in Vrindavan. There's so many Vishnu Dhams. There's so many Dhams of Vishnu in Bharatvarsha. There's so many Dhams of Ramchandra. But they're not popular with all kinds of Bhagavans and all kinds of mandirs like Vrindavan. No way. It's because Vrindavan is Krishna's place. Vrindavan is the supreme. In Mathura Mahatmyam, Rupa Goswami says there's 660 million holy places in one corner of Vrindavan. 660 million holy places in one corner of Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan is nitya, it's unlimited, ananta. Nam, Rup, Gun, Lila, Dham, Parishishta is all ananta. So Hanuman is, welcome Hanuman. Tota, Manjuvashini, Daksha, Vichakshana. Once during Ram Lila, Hanuman was flying around looking for rocks. Hanuman, I'll explain another reason why Hanuman's in Vrindavan. He was flying around looking for rocks to help build a bridge to Lanka. So he flew over Rajmundal, he saw Giriraj. He said, wow, look at this mountain, because that was millions of years ago, Giriraj Parva was like 800 yojanas long and 200 yojanas high. It was like bigger than all Himalayas and that, and Swiss Alps and everything put together. Giriraj Dharan Ki Jai. It was huge. So he said, oh, this is a big one. This will help build the bridge to Lanka, Setu Banda. So he came down to pick it up. Couldn't pick it up. Couldn't move a rock of go around. He said, "Oh, Ramchandra, please bless, please give me strength, Ramchandra, please, I want it for your service." Because devotees want to do service to Krishna, and they can't, even if they can do it, they can't do it. They always pray to Krishna for the strength to do it. This is one of the 6 symptoms of surrender. They always depend on Krishna's mercy. And then feel yourself, you can't do anything without Krishna's mercy. This is a symptom. He's maintaining, he's empowering me, he's enabling me to do seva. So Ram, please, couldn't have. So he said, who is it? Who is this? Some great rishi or some mystic yogi or some powerful deva, maybe Shankar Bhagavan in the form of a rock or whatever. So he did Prikrama. Hanuman did Prikrama. He did car Prikrama. He did helicopter Prikrama. Now you do helicopter Prikrama, Brajmanda and Giriraj. So Hanuman did helicopter. His tail went around. His tail goes around like this. He's got a built-in helicopter. He flew around, came back. He said, "Please reveal your identity." And then this great personality appeared from Govardhan and said, "I am Giriraj. I'm the king of all mountains. I'm the son of Jonah, I think. Jonah, son of Jonah. I was going to say Jonah, I'm the son of Jonah and all this stuff. I'm from Yalatavavarsh or some place where, and some rishi was carrying him. It's a whole long story how he ended up here. And he said, "So what do you want?" He said, "I want to take you to Sri Lanka to make a bridge to Ram." So he said, "Okay. I want who's Ram?" He said, "Who's Ramchandra?" Giriraj. He said, "Who's Ramchandra?" He's from Russia. He doesn't know. He said, he said, "Who's Ramchandra?" So Hanuman's telling all about Ramchandra. He's like Bhagavan, he's green color. Green, my Lord is blue, Krishna's blue. I go, "Oh, but he's Bhagavan." "Yeah, he's Bhagavan. He's like Krishna Ram, a different color." Okay, I go. So Hanuman starts to lift Giriraj, then Akashvani comes. "The bridge is finished. No more rocks or boulders are required." And then Hanuman pointed down and said, "Oh, okay. Sorry, Giriraj, you have to stay here." And Giriraj started crying. Giriraj was very unhappy. "I can't serve Ramchandra. My life is useless. It's futile. It's worthless, meaningless. So many zeros in my bank account," Prabhupada said. "I want to put number 1 there. I have all zeros." So then Hanuman said, wait, don't cry. So then, let me talk to Ram. So then Hanuman zipped off to South India, and met Ramchandra. Said, "There's great Bhakti Giriraj. He's a Krishna Bhakti. He's living in Vrindavan. And he wanted to serve you, but there's no need." So he's crying. He's very unhappy. You don't want to make your devotee unhappy. What should we do? "Okay, listen, Hanuman. You tell Giriraj that in some few thousand million years from now, I'll appear as Krishna avatar, and you won't lift him. I'll personally lift him up with my finger, not just for a few hours or a few minutes. I'll hold him for 7 days on my hand. Tell him that. That should keep him happy." So Hanuman came. Hanuman flew back, and he told Giriraj, "So Giriraj, good news. Guess what? Just sit right here. Don't shake, don't rock, don't move. don't have any earthquakes. Don't blow up. Just stay here for a few million years, and Ramchandra will appear as Krishna. He's going to lift you up with his pinky finger." And Giriraj said, "Oh, wow." So he said, they just sat there and waited, and Krishna came and looked at us, Giriraj. Giriraj, Dharan ki jai. So because of that Leela of Hanuman and Giriraj from Vrindavan, that's why there's so many Hanuman temples in Vrindavan today, to commemorate that Leela of Hanuman trying to lift up Giriraj and take him out of Vrindavan. That's the answer to your question. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Maharaj. Any questions?
Maharaj, is it true that deity of material world is Gaudiya Vaisnava and deity of Vrindavan is Radharani? And what is the difference in preaching in Raj and preaching in material world?
One question at a time. That's the first one.
The first question is it true that deity of material world is Gaudiya Vaisnava and deity of Vrindavan is Radharani?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
The question is asked. This story, he has a factory here in Radha Kunda for producing amazing questions. It's called Amazing Question Factory. So we always can count on him for good questions. He says, is it true that the deity of the material world is Gaudiya Vaisnava and the deity of Vrindavan is Radharani? The answer is no. The deity of the material world is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and the deity of Vrindavan is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And his consort, his Shakti, his energy is Sita Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Radharani, etc. Parvati, Durga, Sachi, all these are different forms of Bhagavan and different Shaktis of Bhagavan. But the deity of the material world and the deity of the spiritual world is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Gaudiya Vaisnava are having a Leela here for spreading Raghunaga Bhakti and for liberating conditioned souls. There's nowhere said in Shastra that Gaudiya Vaisnava is a deity for the material world. The deity of the material world is Shiradakshay Vishnu. Every material universe, there's one planet called Shiradakshay Loka. On Shiradakshay Loka, Shiradakshay Vishnu lives. He's a deity, he's a devata, he's the form of Bhagavan in charge of overseeing the universe. And to keep a close hand on the universe, he has CCT cameras in everybody's heart called Paramatma. Because Shiradakshay Vishnu is in the heart, it's Paramatma, and Shiradakshay Vishnu is on that planet. Shiradakshay Loka. The jivas are manifested from Paramatma and Mahavishnu, and they go back to Paramatma and Mahavishnu. And Paramatma is in their heart. Beginningless time, since Sandharvas, other places also. Beginningless time, Jiva is part of Paramatma. We're here forever, but we can get out. That's the good news. Houdini's great escape. We're bound. Karma bandhana, we're tightly bound by karma. The Guru can come and cut all the knots. Vidya Granta Mahu. That's a good question. What's the second good question?
Second question is, when I preach in material world, I feel like more inspiration. Like when I do Harinam Sankirtan in material world, I feel more inspiration than when I make Harinam Sankirtan in Raj.
Okay, so what's the question?
What's the difference between preaching in material worlds and in Raj when we do it Harinam Sankirtan?
The question, what's the difference between preaching in Braj and preaching outside of Braj? I think it's the same. Preaching in Braj, Harinam in Braj or Harinam outside of Braj is the same. Harinam or preaching means distributing the love of Krishna in your heart to others, either through kirtan or through katha. So if you're in Vrindavan, you're preaching, you're distributing the love in your heart to others. If you're doing kirtan, you're distributing love in your heart to others. If you go outside Vrindavan and preach, you're distributing the love in your heart to others by preaching or kirtan. Preacher stays the same wherever he is. He does the same activity. The desh changes, but the consciousness and bhav and heart of the pracharak preacher doesn't change. I'm not a chameleon. You know, chameleon is a lizard. When he's on a pink wall, he turns pink. When he's on a green wall, he turns green. When I'm in Vrindavan, I turn blue. When I go out of Vrindavan, I turn green.
Maybe because
Generally, what I found, because I was going to Delhi oftentimes preaching, but really I was going there to work on my citizenship. Anyway, because I came in '87 and I got citizenship in '98, so I had to work on it. You know, you have to wait 10 years to apply. So after 10 years, I started applying. So I was going to Delhi, living east of Kailash Temple, ISKCON. I was preaching, and people say, when you come here, it's a festival. It's always a festival when you come here. We feel like when you come here, it's Vrindavan has come here. I say, good, Jaya Radhe. So if you're a Brajvasi devotee, any Brajvasi devotee, wherever he goes, he takes Vrindavan with him. That's the difference. So now you're a Brajvasi devotee. You go out to the West to preach. Your preaching will be a Brajvasi. It won't be a Western preacher preaching in West. It'll be a Vrindavan preacher preaching in the West. There's a difference. I used to go to Mayapur and stay 1.5, 2 months in Mayapur ISKCON for 10 years, 10 summers in a row. And from there I go to Puri for Rath Yatra, 10 times, 11 times Rath Yatra, 1990 to 2000. And they say, you know, every time you give class, no matter what Bhagavatam, what canto is, you always talk about Radharani. I say, what do you want? I'm from Vrindavan. What are you expecting? If you come to Vrindavan, you'll probably talk about Gaur Nitai, you know, Panchatattva, Nisringadev or something. I'm from Vrindavan. What are you expecting me to speak about? The Bhagavatam is about Kapila Muni and, you know, okay, Kapila Muni, okay. Prachara means, first, bhakti means heart. So bhakti has to enter deep into your heart. You have a cup, if you have a cup and you have half a cup of milk, it doesn't overfill. If you have 3/4 cup of milk, it doesn't overfill. But if you have 5/4 of a cup, that means it's overfilling. Your cup is full and it's overfilled. So when your bhakti fills up, then you can preach. There's a Hindi phrase, which I don't know, which is a very popular phrase of Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj. He said, preaching is the belching of bhajan. Preaching is the belching of bhajan. Prachar or Dakar or something like that. It's something like Prachar, Dakar in Hindi means belch, blah, blah. You eat a lot of food, and then there's some gas consumption. It's called burping, burp. In Hindi, it's called Dakar. So he said, when you're full up, you burp. So he said, preaching that Prachar Dakar is the result of Prachar. I mean, Prachar is you got it. Preaching is the burping of bhajan. Dakar, Prachar, whatever. There's rhymes in India, I don't know. So if you do bhajan, I have been filling my cup for 47 years. It should have something in it. 35 years in Vrindavan, Brajmandal. Should be something in there. So, unless there's a hole in the cup. Down. Any online questions? Oh, Govinda. Hey, Govinda. Hey, Gopal. Yeah, what?
I have some questions.
Go ahead, just speak on you.
Yes. in this lila, when you show the collection box for Radharani with different things, with saris and gold and opulence, and when Krishna take it off, everything, and himself sat on the box, and Abhimanyu took this box and he went to Radharani's house, Yavat, directly to Radharani's room. So the question is, what did Krishna, what he did with all this stuff? Where did he put it or collect, or did he then after, maybe after he give it to Radharani somehow, because it's a lot, it's a big box of many different wonderful things.
Okay, amazing question. It has absolutely no relevance to sadhana bhajan at all. And it's, anyway, it's just we could talk about Leela. There's a wonderful book, small book written by Vishwanath Chakravarti called Chamatkara Chandrika by Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad. And there he talks about four Leelas, four funny Leelas, called Prankster, four funny Leelas. One is called Abhimanyu carries Krishna in a box. Abhimanyu is Radharani's so-called husband. And after Radharani cooks Krishna's breakfast, Radharani wants to reward her for a nice seva. So she fills a big trunk full of saris and gold necklaces and kumkum and chandan, all kinds of opulent, wonderful things to decorate her body, make her look beautiful. But then Krishna hears about it, so Danishta and Vrindadevi and Madhamangal and Subal, they take all that stuff out, all those gifts to Radharani, and Krishna comes in the box. And Abhimanyu carries the box to Radharani's bedroom, and the Yashoda tells Abhimanyu, Yashoda sees Abhimanyu going by her palace. She said, "Come carry this box for your wife. It's all gold and saris." Okay, I'll take it. I'm happy to take it. So now listen, Abhimanyu. Do me one favor. You take this box directly into your wife's bedroom, and you tell your wife what I said. You say this. Radharani, Abhimanyu, you should say this. Radharani, Yashoda said you should open this box and enjoy and cover yourself with the contents of this box and fully enjoy everything in this box. Fully enjoy everything in this box to your heart's pleasure. So Abhimanyu, he's carrying the box and he's like, God, this is really heavy, A 16-year-old kid weighs 50, 60 kilos maybe. Because 60 kilos of gold and necklaces, it can't be that many saris. Saris don't weigh that much. Oh, I'm going to be so rich. I have so many saris and everything. So then he gets there and he takes it and says, and all the Sakhis are there. And said, as soon as the box entered the room, all the Sakhis, they felt excited in their heart. They said, what kind of box is this? This looks like a treasure chest. What is a treasure? It's Rasanidhi. It's Rasavilas Nidhi. So they're feeling something funny hearts in their hearts. And Abhimanyu says, Radharani, this is a gift for you, a box of jewels and ornaments and saris. Yashoda gave me an order to give to you. You have to open it, you have to take out the contents of this box and cover yourself with the contents of this box and enjoy the contents to your full heart's satisfaction. So this is the order of Yashoda. Okay, Abhimanyu, yes, sure. So Abhimanyu leaves, and Vishaka and Lita open the box, and Krishna goes, ah! And Radharani says, oh, what are you doing here? Where's my necklaces? Where's my gold? Where's my saris, you bum? What, you stole all the things. And then Lita says, Lita, did you forget? Lita says, Radharani, you forgot? Didn't you hear what Abhimanyu said? He said you should cover yourself with the contents of this box. And you should fully enjoy your heart's delight, everything in this box. And the only thing in this box is Krishna, so get to it. Radharani gives a dirty look to Lita. So the question is asked on this Leela, what did Krishna do with all those jewels? And all the saris? Did he give them to Chandavali? To break her mon? Did he give him the Shaivya or Padma? The Vivaksha Sakhi party, rival party? Rivals of Radharani? Did he sell them on the marketplace to buy sweets from Alamanga? Did he So what did Krishna, the question is a very important philosophical, ontological question. What did Krishna do all that stuff? He just threw it under his bed, that's all. He just threw it fast under his bed, and then that's all we know about what happened to that stuff. And next day he got put back in the box again. Because not every day Krishna goes in the box, you know. So that's the answer to that question. There's a multiple choice answer. A, he gave him the general. B, he sold the marketplace.
None of the above.
All the above. That's an amazing question. I read a lot of Shastras. I never came up with a question like that. That's a good one. That's really imaginative mind. Who cares what the hell stuff in the mind? People put their minds into some different stuff. That's a good one, as we say in America. Okay, any other good ones? They have a phrase in America, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Okay, any other ordinary questions? Okay, sir, please ask. No, wait, let this lady ask a question. Kushiji.
Do manjaris have any particular type of seva, or like for example, manjari is carrying camphor for Radharani, so or they have different kinds of sevas, like Guru gives a particular seva to his disciples.
You answering your own question or what? You're asking a question and answering it too. Anyway, you understand what I mean when I say this. I said you're asking a question, you're answering it too. I'll answer your question. The question is this. Do manjaris have an individual, particular seva that they offer to Radharani eternally, or they just do whatever is required at the moment? Is that the question? The question is, yes, they have an eternal service. Is that what your eternal service you want? You want to make deal camphor?
I want to serve Radharani's.
Okay, you'll do that. In time. Fruit gets ripe in time. So the manjari will be given an individual service by her Guru Sakhi, and then she can do any number of services. And when you're doing sadhana and meditating on your Siddhasrupa or desired Siddhasrupa, or just meditating on Leela, you can think you're doing all the sevas. When you read Tulsi Manjari is brushing Radharani's hair, I'm brushing Radharani's hair. Tulsi Rupa Manjari is painting Radharani's feet, I'm painting Radharani's feet. You can do all that. And you will do all that in the spiritual world. You can massage Radharani, you bathe Radharani, you dress Radharani, you paint Radharani, everything. Thank you. Does that answer your question? So your answer is you're learning, you're reading, and you're reading and you're learning. It's good. Some other thing. Rahul, you know Rahul? That guy in Vrindavan distributes food to the monkeys and dogs and all that stuff. Here, nice guy. He came here with 2 Delhi devotees. And he said, Krishodari, he said he knows Krishodari. Yeah, he knows everybody.
He came out Kirtan, Samadhi, Kirtan.
Yeah, he said that. I think he knows all girls, but it seems like he knows who all the girls are. He's got the name, got the files of all the girls. Krishodari. I said her name is Muralika. I thought, for the record, I thought correctly. Do you have a question? No, you. Just speak English, don't need her. She's out of a job. One less student. Okay, go ahead.
No, during the lecture, I think about Hanuman. She have like very big attachment only for Ramachandra. But Mathurya Rasa, like very high. And I want to ask maybe like form Hanumani, maybe maybe like some gopi, maybe like, скажи, Хануман как себя проявляется, как Баларам. Баларам like Sakya Rasa, but like проявляет он через Ананга Манджари Мадхурия Рати. И Хануман как-то себя проявляет в Мадхурия Рати.
And somehow Hanuman manifests himself in Madhurya Rati, in this lila.
Hanuman and Madhurya Rasa?
Yes. During this lila about Hanuman, she was thinking Balaram manifested. Balaram is like Ananga Manjari in Madhurya Rati. And
Like
maybe
Madhurya
Hanuman also somehow.
I never heard, but maybe.
No, thank you. Another question. You keep that in your files. we delete that one. Go ahead. That has some, sanity factor.
In Purvan Leela, when Krishna is cowherding, Mother Yashoda is very anxious about his health. So she is telling to Krishna to take an umbrella. You're not taking an umbrella and you're walking under the hot sun. So there is a mention of sun over there. And in Gita, Krishna is saying in 15.6, Natat Bhasete Surya and Nashashankuna Pavata. So my abode is not illuminated with sun. So how do we consider it?
So the question is, nice question, that in Krishna Lila we see that Krishna saw the rising full moon on the Sharad Purnima, and when he saw the reddish color of the moon, he saw the face of Radharani with kumkum on her face. And so in the morning when he goes out for the cows, Mother Yashoda is worried about the bright sunshine on his head. So how is there sun and moon in Goloka Vrindavan? Because Gita Krishna said there's no sun and moon. There's no material sun and moon. I just said that before. Suryadeva and Chandradeva are devatas, and their energetic expansion is sunlight and moonlight, and they're there in the spiritual world. The spiritual sun, or spiritual time, but it doesn't debilitate, doesn't weaken, doesn't make people old, get gray hair or anything. Just time is just serving. Everything is there serving Krishna. Like Krishna, the moon usually rises and sets in 12 hours. But when it's Rasa dance, moon stay full for 10 million years. So what kind of moon is that? Spiritual moon. No limitation of time. The gopis want to dance with Krishna forever, so he extended the night for a night of Brahma. Night of Brahma is millions of years. So the full moon was hanging up in the sky like a great spotlight on the Rasa arena. You got to dance for 50 million years, you got to need a lot of moonlight. So the sun and moon are there. Not Tadvasayate Suryo, not Shashaka Bhavaka. In the spiritual world, there's no need for sunlight or moonlight. There's no need for it. Because everything is Swayam Prakash. Everything's Swayam Prakash, self-manifest, self-illuminous. So, we're like the Atma is luminous. Just like they say in the Brahma Sutra, so what makes the body warm? So the body's warm because it's a subtle body. The mind and intelligence give heat to the body. It's not the heart giving heat to the body. It's not the flow of blood moving through the body is making the body heat. It's the existence of the mind and intelligence. And when the Atman leaves the body becomes cold because the subtle body leaves with the Atman. Unless she gets liberated, the subtle body's left. No more subtle body. Subtle body's all sanskars. If you're liberated, there's no sanskars, no subtle body, no rebirth. As you would say. If there's no sun, how's Radha do Sriya Puja? There's Sriya Kunda, Sriya Puja. Sriya Day is Ishtadeva of Vrishabhana Maharaj. Narayan is Ishtadeva of Nanda Baba. And Durga is Ishtadevi of Chandravali. Kansa is Ishtadev to Shiva. He worships Rangeshwar Shiva. There's a deity there also in Mathura. Rangeshwar Shiva is worshipped by Kansa. All deities, Shiva Linga, Rangeshwar. Beautiful deity, actually. You see? No good. You're too much into Hanuman. What time is it?
6, 2 minutes to 6.
I feel like energy level. Okay, any more questions? You couldn't just even your tilak looks very nice. Really shining, beautiful gopi. Govinda, you have a question? Govinda, Prashna? Baba, question?
A couple times you've mentioned that before you get Siddha Pranali, there's like there's a body beautifying the spiritual landscape waiting for you or something. I want to understand the source of this idea. Is it from Shastra or is this oral tradition?
There's Priti Sundara by Jiva Goswami, Priti Sundara Anuched number 10. He comments on a verse from Bhagavatam, 3rd canto 15, verse 14. He says, Vasanti Vaikuntha Murtiye, Vasanti Vaikuntha Murtiye. And the verse translation says that in Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna or Vishnu expands himself into unlimited spiritual bodies, and with each of those bodies is for a liberated soul, and with each of those, he has pastimes with each of those. Takes savor for each one of those spiritual bodies, and the description of the acharyas and by Jiva Goswami, what are those bodies doing now? Those bodies are in Vaikuntha or in Goloka Vrindavan. They're dormant. They're chit shakti. They're chit roop. They're not jada roop. They're not stone. They're fully conscious. It says they're they're beautifying. They're waiting to be activated. Just like when Mahavishnu, this manifestation of this material world, when it's all withdrawn to Vishnu, all the jivas in their subtle body, they get withdrawn into Vishnu and they become inactivated. So the jivatma is there with its subtle body inside the body of Mahavishnu. Then when he expands again, he activates that jiva, and that jiva comes out, and his samskaras and his subtle body, it produces body and karma and everything. So in a similar way, in the spiritual world, spiritual bodies are there. They're beautifying the landscape. They're decorating the landscape. There's commentaries of the acharyas commenting, what are those spiritual bodies doing in the spiritual world? Some acharyas say they're fully active. They're doing seva, and one of those bodies is the body of the perfected jiva. The sadhana siddha becomes sadhana siddha. That's your body. So if your guru gives you a seva, say chamara seva. When you attain prema, you give up this body. When you open your eyes, you have a chamara in your hand. as Nitya, be fanning Radha and Krishna. Because before Vishnu Chakravarti's time, all the six Goswamis, they say when you die, you go right to the spiritual world. There's no Boma Vrindavan stopover. But in Raghavartman Chandrika, Vishnu Chakravarti in 1700 or whatever, 1680, whatever, he introduced the idea of a stopover to learn about the higher realms of praying, sneha, man, pranaya. You take birth in Boma Vrindavan from a worm of Gopi. And that's been accepted by most acharyas, most parivars, including ours. But you can, either way, you can go either way. You can go directly. If you're dead set on going directly, go direct. Don't take a, change your flight. Just take a direct flight. So either way, you can go to Boma Vrindavan. Vrindavan's Vrindavan, and Krishna's Krishna. So it's just trying. That's a phrase I read in a commentary, beautifying it like a tree or something. But a tree is not moving. They're there. Some acharyas say they're there, like Anantadas and other acharyas say they're there. They're like pratima, they're like statues, but they're conscious. They're just like, sometimes in drama, they have a frozen scene. Like all the players stop on the stage, with an expression on their face, and they close the curtains there. So they're fully conscious, they're fully alert, and fully ready for waiting to be activated. Another acharya says, like, so many shiny new cars in a parking lot of a car dealership, waiting for you to come with the keys to put it on, putting room in the driveway. So when the Jivatma gets liberated, he gets that siddhati and goes. Just like, for example, in first canto Bhagavatam, chapter 6, verse 28, it says, Vishnu Narayan brought the spiritual body from Vaikuntha. So in this analogy, that means Narayan drove Narada Muni's spiritual body, drove his car down, drove his new Porsche down from Vaikuntha, and said, here, Narada, here's your Porsche. Okay. He got his spiritual body and started playing his Veena and Narada Muni like that. So the body, throughout the Bhagavatam explains how the spiritual body is brought from Vishnu, brought from Vaikuntha, given to the story of Dhruva Maharaj, the first story of Narada Muni, spiritual bodies brought to him, Dhruva Maharaj, Ajamil, Jajendra, and Yayati in ninth canto, and Putana, and Agasura got Srupya Mukti. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 different instances where spiritual bodies are brought from the spiritual world and given directly to the devotee at the time of death. Nothing to talk about stopover. But the fact is, even in Vedanta Sutra, which is Upanishads, that's Shrutis, that's the topmost authority for Praman. There are such a thing as spiritual bodies, and they're in the spiritual world. It's in Vedanta Sutra. So there's one verse in the Vedanta Sutra that says, the liberated soul has a choice to have a body or not have a body. If he doesn't want a body, he just merges in Brahman. If he wants a body, get a body. So what do you want? I want a body. Gobi Dea. Thank you, that's a nice question. I think that's it. Madharan Samapayat. And on the street note. Vandana Prayojana. Entering Prem Dham Vrindavan and a Prem Deha, Bhav Deha, to do the Prem Seva and Krishna. This is the goal of bhajan. There's a verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describing bhakti, and it says, if you live, it says, Duradbhuta. Duradbhuta. Adbhuta means amazing. Duradbhuta means really super amazing quality of Braj Bhajan by living in Vrindavan. It's just swapam svarsha, just with a little contact with Braj Mandal, Babu Vajay. Vajay means Bhav will manifest, Bhav will appear in your heart. Just try to contact a Braj Mandal. Or the Sika doing bhajan and everything else. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe.